Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Driven Wyld. Today we are talking about deactivation and reactivation on Grubhub. So one of the biggest concerns that any gig worker is going to have, especially if they are a full-time gig worker, and this applies to every gig app, is the overall risk of deactivation, and Grubhub is no exception to that rule. However, there are some unique aspects to deactivation and reactivation on Grubhub that are a bit more exclusive to them. So with that said, I want to go over everything that you must know about deactivation on Grubhub, what they tell you versus how it actually is, and everything in between. But before we do that, let's go over a few disclaimers. The content of this video does not contain and is never intended to be legal, business, financial, tax, or health advice of any kind. This video is for entertainment purposes only. It is advised that you conduct your own research and consult with qualified professionals before applying anything you find online. I also want to be clear that everything that we're going to be talking about is not simply market dependent, but also a very case-by-case situation. And what applies to me may not necessarily apply to you. Also, my knowledge is going to be very limited on this subject, so I will do my best, but understand that there are going to be a few gaps, because I've never been deactivated on Grubhub before. So with that said, let's get started. What is deactivation? Deactivation is the equivalent of getting fired on any kind of gig. Instead of you actually going into an office, them telling you that things are just not working out or giving you an actual reason, they're just gonna say you're deactivated and you cannot go back onto the platform. Can you get reactivated again? Sure, we will go over that later. Common reasons for getting deactivated. The first one should be relatively obvious. That's 3 violations stacking up. Grubhub has an account violation system, so where in the event that you hit 3 account violations in general, for whatever that may be. Maybe it's extreme lateness, maybe it's holding an order for too long before unassigning it, whatever. Maybe it's not delivering an order at all. You will get an account violation. Those violations can expire in 90 days, but until then, just don't get 3 of them. Now, if you don't know much about account violations in general, I made a video talking all about them. I will leave that in the description. Feel free to check that out. Safety risk. So there is also the other point to where if you are a safety risk on the platform, whether it's physically or verbally, you will be deactivated to them. And it doesn't matter if you actually were verbally or physically abusive. If somebody reports you as that, you're gone. Inactivity. Here's one that Hannibal is Hungry was deactivated for, and that is being inactive on Grubhub. Someone who chooses to be on the Grubhub platform but doesn't actually log in, or they haven't logged in for a really long time, and that would be considered a soft deactivation. Can you reapply after that? If there's openings, yes, but if your current area doesn't have enough people in it, then if your area is full, you might end up just going into another area depending on how you sign up. That'll also happen during mass deactivations. Section 4. Section 4 is a part of a very old contract for gig workers where they were claiming that if you violate this section, then you're gonna get deactivated, but that contract is so outdated, it's not even in our current contracts anymore. That's just a sign that they're making up a reason to just mass deactivate people. And they're always going to be all different reasons. They're not going to give everybody the same reason, but you know that the reason that they deactivated you is completely made up from the start. You got too good, and therefore they're trying to get rid of all of the veteran drivers. How to appeal deactivation. Before I even go into this, I do want to be absolutely clear. If they want to get rid of you, you're gone. You think they need a good reason, they need a reason. And they may not necessarily even tell you what that reason is. Even if you call support, sometimes they'll even say it's acceptance rate, when in reality, they can't deactivate you for acceptance rate issues. It goes against our contract. But are there ways to appeal? Sure, there's a specific form that you can fill out. I will leave the form itself in the description. And in California, they have an entirely different system because of Prop 22. If you're a Grubhub driver anywhere but in California, the appeal form is going to be in the description. If you are a California Prop 22 driver, I will leave a different form in the description for you. Feel free to check both of those out if you have to. I pray you never have to be honest. How do I reactivate my Grubhub driver account? If you have previously partnered with Grubhub but have not toggled available in more than 4 months, your account may need to be reactivated. In this instance, you will not have access to log into your Grubhub driver app and will receive a 1003 error when trying to log in. In order to reactivate your account, regain access to the Grubhub driver's app, you will need to fill out this form. And this is the reactivation form for inactivity deactivations. Use the same email address you previously used to sign into your account. Select topic. I think my account has been paused or is inactive. I took a break from Grubhub and would like to start delivering again. To expedite this process, you will need to attach a picture of your current driver's license, car insurance, and Grubhub driver card, so please have them handy. If you do not have a Grubhub driver card, you will be able to select lost or never received. Pro tip, if you decide to stop using any of the gig apps, don't throw out the cards. Just keep them in a separate area from your wallet, or maybe even just keep them at home in a drawer somewhere, but know where that is in case you ever decide to re-hop onto the gig platforms again. Can you open a new account? According to random people on Reddit, the answer is yes. They don't seem to care about having the same driver's license, social, and all personal info. They don't seem to worry about that, but they did say they used a new email and phone number in order to actually get a new account. So you would need a new email and a new phone number. Again, I've never even considered having more than one Grubhub account. If you want to, I guess you could do that. Opt out of arbitration. I say no matter what, you need to opt out of arbitration. There is so much shady stuff that happens in the gig economy. You need to have the opportunity to sue them in case you get screwed over by them. And they will try to screw you over. Do not get that twisted. Do yourself a favor. Whenever you get signed up for Grubhub in the first 30 days, make an email to them saying that you are opting out of arbitration, and make sure that you have the opportunity to sue them if you want to, because you never want to go through an arbitrator. I'll go deeper into that subject in another video, but today is just not that day. Diversifying and exit strategies. I think that this is kind of a moot point because a lot of people ended up diversifying into Grubhub, into UberEats from Doordash. So if you are a Grubhub driver and you are not fully diversified, maybe it's time to diversify even further. Maybe hop on Instacart, Shipped, user testing, deliver that, whatever that may look like, Veho, Amazon Flex. Make sure that you're as diversified as possible so that way you're making the most amount of money in the least amount of time. And also have an exit strategy, because the gig economy is an income bridge to what would be a long-term goal. It's never the goal. And that way you're truly maximizing any and every opportunity you have in the gig economy. Did I miss anything? Is there something else about deactivations and reactivations on Grubhub that I have yet to cover in this video? Let me know in the comments. Let's make sure that anybody and everybody who needs to know about deactivations and potential need for reactivations onto the Grubhub platform knows everything that they need to know, so that way they can make the most amount of money in the least amount of time in the safest possible way. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. As always, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys next time.